The most profitable asset to a business owner is your time. Okay. How you invest your time every single day is what's going to separate you from your competition, and it's going to separate you from either profiting or not, or being successful or not. Okay. When you start a business, you're going to have to work more than ever. So you're going to, first of all, have the time to do it, or you won't be successful. If you work Monday through Friday in a job and you trying to build a business Saturday and Sunday, it's doable. It's going to be tough. Now you can do it. And if your business requires daytime hours, you're limited because you're working 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. So then what do you have in the afternoon? 6, 7, 7:30. So 2 hours and a half a day of daylight. You got it. You got to know what you're doing, right? But I believe that your effort, your time, and how you spend your time is the most profitable, because that's all you got at first, right? It's not money. You can't throw money at something you don't have, right? So your effort and your time is what you do have, and what you can control, and it's really what's going to make the difference. And in my opinion, that is the most important thing you can do and that you have when you start a business. Like when I started mine, man, remember I was a nurse. So I did 3 12s as a nurse, 3 12-hour shifts. So that's a full-time job that I got done in 3 days. The beauty of what I was doing is I had 4 whole days off. So then all 4 of these days, I was just out there looking for accounts. So I had time, man. I had time. I didn't just have Saturday and Sunday or the afternoons after work. No, I had 4 full days to go work. And sometimes you got to make the sacrifice of working less so you can have more time to build your business. And the only way that you're going to be able to do that is if you keep your expenses low, which is why I lived with my mom in a garage with very little expenses. You get what I'm saying? It was a sacrifice that I had to make in order to get to where I am today. All right. I lived in my mom's garage, very little bills. I worked as a nurse. I was already a good professional making good money, which paid for my living. Plus, I was able to invest some of that income into my business. So I set my life up to be able to succeed in my endeavor. If you have a full family and you have a house mortgage and you have all these things, it's going to be tougher, man. It's going to be tougher. It's doable, but it's tougher. I mean, sacrifices in that scenario could look like renting out some of the extra rooms to help you out with expenses so that then you can work a little less at your current job and actually you can go put in time for your business. That's just some of the sacrifices, right? And this is the thing that really separates someone that is successful versus someone that is not. It's the sacrifices that one is willing to make. Like, dude, I sold my first business after 5.5 years. I had it good, man. I had a full staff. I had a bunch of time off. I was paying myself a good salary, and on top of that, I had income that was just profit, right, coming in every month. And I realized that I was comfortable, and but I was also stuck in this level in my business. I was at $1 million. I got there in 4 years, and then I was 5.5 years in, and I was still at $1 million. Yeah, the place ran itself pretty good, but I felt stuck. I felt like I needed to break that ceiling and go to that next level, like 5 million, 10 million. And so it's actually what I decided to do. I met some good people and decided that selling the business was the right move, and doing it again. And so that's what I'm doing now. I sold that business, and now I'm doing this one all over again, a whole nother business in pest control. But this one's going to go to at least $10 million. And so you can see the difference, 1 million to 10 million. And it's putting me back in that state of grind. It's day one all over again, right? So I can talk from experience, not only because I did it once, but because I'm doing it again. So guys, I'm literally in the field right now. I don't even have an employee yet. I actually gonna hire one on Monday. Today's Sunday. So this is kind of like my day off. that I give myself from my actual business. And I decided to make some of these videos for you. But to put it into perspective, I took myself out of comfort because I wanted to grow to that next level that I knew I wanted to get to. And I knew that by myself, in the way that I was living, it was just not going to happen. And I'm only telling you this because I'm putting myself in an uncomfortable situation in order to get to that next level when I was already comfortable. Guys, I was paying myself over 100 grand a year just in paying myself. My company ran itself and it still spit out a lot of money every month from profits. I was comfortable. Right? And I sold that to do it again because I knew I needed to do it. And this was for me, my next step, right? And I'm in that right now. But bringing this back to you guys, you gotta sacrifice. You gotta sacrifice. Right now, I'm a millionaire and I'm still sacrificing like I was broke, right? Just like when I first started. Like that's what's really happening right now. So when I say you gotta sacrifice, hey, rent out some rooms, lower your expenses more so that you can then have more time to go build that business that you got, man. That's what it takes. That's what it takes. It's uncomfortable. Nobody wants to do it because nobody wants to work that hard. No one wants to be put in a state of grind again when you've already been comfortable for a few years. It's like I grinded, got comfortable because I was actually profiting, gave that away to do it all over again. Like, that may sound stupid to some of you guys watching, but to me, it made all the sense in the world because I'm in a state of growth. I'm not in a state of complacency right now. I'm 35, man. I got a good, I give myself another 10 years before I officially kind of retire, And so I decided that, hey, I'm going to go back to the grind and I'm going to grow this thing to the next level. And I got partners behind me and it's a whole different ball game now. And so the growth is going to be exponential versus my first company that I didn't know anything. I didn't have any money and all that. But your time is the most valuable thing you got when you first start out. You got no money, you got time. You got to make the time. You got to make the sacrifice. So if you got to move into a garage or if you got a whole family, then you got to figure it out. Downsize the home, downsize the apartment. It's a conversation that a lot of people are not willing to have with their partner. And a lot of people are not willing to do. But if they do it 5 years later, it'll all be worth it. All right, guys. See you with the next one.